Okay, you can see that the alternator fixing escalated. There was some wires that were assembled afterwards and there were no fuses and stuff like that, so I took them away. And I'm putting new short cable on the roof for the work lights. There are these two old halogen work lights and I'm gonna take them away and put some LEDs to replace them. Those LEDs, they are something like 2 or 3 years old, so they are not the latest high tech, but will give same amount of light as these H3 bulbs, something like 45 watts or 50. But let's take these away and try to put those LEDs on their place. I already made some wire harness for these. There is this Deutsch coupling. But anyway, this is a little bit stupid. I didn't have the Deutsch fittings for all these, so I had to do it with the old-fashioned way. Nobody sees it from the roof, so also. But it's easier to have too much wire than too little, so it's possible to leave it there. I got this for birthday gift, so that's why I have only one of them, and these are really old ones. This is 2 years old also, and these are original lamps, 40 years old I guess, so they are looking pretty good concerning the age. And I'm leaving them, they are the driving lights and they have to be E-configured lamps. Then I should try to put this cord going inside that hole. And now somebody says that you have drilled a hole in your cabin, and yes, I have. I think that it will still hold. You shouldn't drill any holes in the structures, but somebody has done a hole there for the door, so I guess this will hold. And it was really thick. So there is now a hole after 40 years. Let's try to put that rubber there and make the rest of the connections downstairs. It's not a rose, but it's so tight, that hole, that I'm not gonna get it any deeper. Then to put some wires. Okay, to carry on the electric thing with this tractor, I needed to purchase some new parts. This fuse holder, it's a little bit old-fashioned and the connections with the fuses, they are not so good and they are corroded also. But the main problem is that the fuses don't stay on their place, and I don't want to struggle anymore with that issue, so I'm gonna change this regular automotive hoses. Automotive fuses, I meant to say. But the size that were available in the local store, it was only 2x4, since I guess I need 8 fuses or something like that. So, and now the problem, of course, there is something that these two, they don't fit into this space that is required, so have to do some metal work to make new holder for these two and then to replace this plate completely. So let's do that next. So this is the plate that is going to be fixed inside the cabin, and the fuse tray comes through over here. So as you can see, these two units, they at least fix like this, that they don't fit from that same hole. So let's make that hole a little bit bigger and make a new tray mount behind there, so then we can put these two there. Bent a little, but fuck, it's hot. It can be bent back. Let's drill some holes to fix it. something like this, and then this will drop down. It needs to be dropped down here, so that hole needs to be done a little bit bigger, and then it's ready. Let's drill those. There has been holes in the corners, so let's make it holes also there and one there. Okay, now it will leave some room for the wires to go through, so, and this doesn't stick so much outside, so it's two flies with one stroke. Let's put some paint on the parts and leave them dry and do something else between. Okay, we can always say that we want to point out the fuse places, so that's why the color doesn't match. So, and the actual reason is that I don't have the baby sheep brown. So let's go with this. Let's just copy the order of these wires, so it will be much easier like that. So, and the schematics of that machine stays also the same. Okay, then the supply side. For this one wire, it needs to be this kind of jumper cable needs to be done. So some wire exercises to be done. Okay, let's also change the main switch or the key switch. It's tackling a little bit all over in all positions, so it's not sure that if the current is on or how it behaves. So partially also leading to the alternator issues and if the current is on or not. So let's replace that also. Shouldn't be a big issue because I already had it loose. Okay, I have to measure it a little bit to check that it's the same functions. So you can see that when I'm putting this into start mode, so it's giving the current through only in certain positions, so it doesn't give it so reliably out. And also in the just for the regular current, it's a little bit depending on the key position. And this is the thermostat position. This is also a big lead, probably because all the current is going through this block. So hopefully we have these similar boards in this one also. So this must be the inlet. So this should be then current on. Yes. And this is then the next one, yeah. And this is the starting position. Yeah. So should be easy. This is really loose, so I have to tighten it. Time is now 2 minutes past midnight and it's Finnish Independence Day. It feels much better than the old one, so hopefully it will ease a bit with the problems. Then it would be time to make those jump wires. Let's try to make short lead for those purposes. this kind of wire it turned out to be. Okay, you can't do it with this. Have to change the. Have to put this into common fitting. Okay, now it did go in. Okay, it looks like that now, but it should work. This one wire is coming loose all the time. Have to squeeze it a bit. Okay, now we can stick the fuses also in. Most of them are 15 or I'm not so sure but what size the fuses should be, but it was something like 16 amperes per every one of them, so I have 15, so let's use that. All these wires in this machine, they are quite thick cables, so in some newer machines you can see that all the wires, they are really thin, so if there will be high current it will burn the wire first. So in here the wire is quite thick, so it will tolerate higher current, hopefully not burning the machine and only burning the fuse. This last one, it's just a reversing beeper, so let's put something smaller there. Maybe 5 amps. Even the wire is really small, so okay, let's try. Okay, the battery was disconnected, so let's check again if we get a fire. Reversing alarm seems to be working and the blinkers, they are running. Okay, so this is the old one and there is the new one, so you can see that the reliability with the electricity with this 40 years old, it's so not so much. So probably we can say goodbye for this. So goodbye. It gives you small amount of satisfaction when you are getting something done. So now there is still this light switch to be changed. So let's try to modify a little bit that. Okay, this is still a little bit mystery for me, this light switch. It's running two different lights, and via that light relay down there, that aluminium one, it operates the driving light, or those, how do you say, those main lights for driving. And this number 13, this white lead, it's the parking light on side of the machine. So these are small bulbs, these behind this 13, and this thick wire to the relay, it's the main light for the machine. And it somehow it's also that when the main lights are on, then it's possible with one switch to change between long beam and short beam. So that light has to be on before you can switch between those lights. But this original light switch for Valtra or Valmet machines, it's 3-position switch, and it's this kind of it's a little bit rare switch. And this Valmet switch, it's plastic one, and this is what happens always, that if you I chopped this with my pocket last time, it just went over there and it was broken. So I try to put something different here now. So this is I guess this is some kind of Massey Ferguson light switch or something like that. Quite universal thing, but I hope that this will have suitable connections inside. Have to measure those first and then make also the connections so that you can put this flat connector. This is meant for wire directly, but let's make some modifications to fit that. And then it should be working so that the lights are off, the parking lights are on when you lift it up one notch, and fully open, the driving lights and the parking lights are on. So should be like that. Let's do some measurements. It will fit into the hole, so at least that part should be covered without drilling. Will there be also space behind? So let's check that. Probably yes. I have no idea that which one is the which one. Okay, this is some kind of nasty thing now. Once again, stupid sales package that it didn't show any I guess I have to figure this out and spend a few minutes and spare you from this. Okay, now it's at least, I think it's suitable solution for me. So the feed must be connected over here, and in the bottom position it doesn't go anywhere. Then in the first notch it goes over here. So in the most upper position it can be found from here and from here. So I will use it, put the parking lights over here. So parking lights will be engaged always, unless in the bottom, and then the driving lights, they will be fixed over here. The uppermost position is engaged and all other positions are off. So let's make it like that. This is so small space that I'm continuously losing my tools. So if you see the side cutters, so please say that where they are. I try to put this back over here to somehow to keep them up from the floor. But now one side cutters, they are somewhere. I have one smaller one in my pocket, so when I get them out, I will probably find those bigger ones. It always goes like that. How can you lose tools in the area size of your own ass? We need 4 jumper wires for this switch, so you should know that they are, of course they went there. Seems that they are union tools and they are hiding. So a little bit ugly, but hopefully it will do the job. So I have to measure that where the voltage is coming. So it's the number 18 that has the voltage, and number 19 will be the it will be the light voltage. So let's chop that over here. So will we get the fire or not? At least the gauge light engaged. You can see over here. So the parking light is working. And ta-da! We have also the driving lights. You probably can see. What kind of lights they are, I haven't seen them. There should be even long beam, but if that works, then I'm... Wow! This is starting to be a wavesome now. So long beams and short beams. Everything is working from the lights. Now it would be nice to have that alternator functioning, so those lights will definitely kill your battery without the functioning alternator. So maybe some insulation job to be done with the tape over here, so, and then to put this switch inside that hole. So I will do that and maybe to go sleep after that. After all, it's time is something like little bit over 1 o'clock in the night. Okay, let's try to finalize this mess and put it somehow all there. So the purpose of this, I tried to put the wires and wire harnesses, so that after a few years, if I have to come here again, it will be a little bit easier for me to follow the leads or the wires, and of course not to make them rub against each other. And also these connections, that they were partly supported, these connectors, by the wire itself, so all the weight of that connection is depending on how the wire stays in. So try to group those wires a little bit and hang them here so they wouldn't be getting so easily loose. And also added this DIN connector base to make some earth connections a little bit more better that they used to be. So this is a mess anyway, but it's rather good now, so I will leave it like this. I have still some problems with the alternator, and it doesn't wake up, and I have to check this alternator lamp, that how it's behaving, and maybe the problem is inside the alternator now, because somebody tried to fix it. So let's concentrate on that and put the panel now next on and fix these new fuses for the first time into that panel. Okay, I was fault finding the alternator problem, so I believe that everything in this head is working as it should be. So this is the awakening current for the alternator, and when I put the power on, the light for that alternator doesn't show anything. So, but when I measure from that lead that goes to the alternator, there is voltage on that side. So when the alternator is not running like now, the voltage just sits there and this lamp doesn't glow. When I put this on the ground, so it starts to glow the light, so must be something wrong in the alternator head, how the control voltage behaves there. It should go somewhere, but it doesn't go anywhere, so that is doing the problem for me at the moment. So I have to get it out again and try to see that what I did wrong with that. But I'm gonna put these now behind the plate. There are some things that I don't know that what they are, and I cannot see where this goes. This is probably something, but I don't get anything out of it, so I'm leaving it away. Always drill the holes bigger than your screws are, and don't try to optimize. Same thing always again. Okay, if you were wondering why I was grinding the tube in the first place for fuse box, so now it's fixed on its position. So the wires are behind this plate, and from the driver's seat your legs are going on continuously here, so you don't so easily rupture these bases when they are inside the plate. So they are now like that. Okay, now it's finished. It is sad thing for that one who needs to take it off next time, so probably it will be me. But at least for the fuses it will be somehow useful now. And the main thing is also that almost everything in electrics works now, except the alternator, so that we have to check still what's wrong with that. But now we have light to make work even in darker season, so that's good. And it's pretty nice thing for 40 years old, although I'm also a little bit over 40, but I'm youngster compared to this machine.